Good people, welcome back to the Vineyard podcast, your weekly dose of fun, laughter, banter, and a whole lot of realness. I have to upload it. That intro is always.
It's mwah. That's the
It's
brains
giving.
behind it.
Giving.
Our visionary.
You should be the one writing the Gen Z Bible.
Yeah.
Oh no,
They
no,
should.
I don't think I can
They should
stretch that far.
consult her.
Welcome back. We want to shout out the one Benjamin. Oh, hey, Mr. Benjamin. Benjamin Ondeng.
Yes, you got it right.
Got it.
That's
Thank you for
shout
the
out
love and the
for
support.
today.
And let's keep on subscribing, commenting, and also just sharing your views on what you have to say.
Yeah.
So today we want to talk about, this is something we've talked about quite often, boundaries.
Yes.
And let me ask this for the ladies. Do you think, let me start this, do you think ladies and men have different boundaries? Because every time boundaries is a conversation that's brought forth by the lady. Oh, men don't have boundaries, oh, they don't respect our space. I'm sorry, but do you think maybe we view from your perspective, we view boundaries from a different... Because me, I'm just holding your hand. You are like, Sasa, he's...
And why are you holding it for too long?
Or why are you even holding it in the first place?
Exactly. You see,
Come slowly.
why are you holding it for too long?
Yeah, I definitely think, especially with the example you've given, of course there are exceptions, but not very many ladies like to be touched in, especially like people who they're not familiar with like that in their space.
Yes.
And I think one thing I really like is that we are currently a very progressive generation. So you won't find it too commonly, but it still happens. And I think it even stems from things like ukoko kwa stage kwa matatu na makanga na kugrab vile anajisikia.
Why are you holding my
You
back
get-
and asking me to get onto the
Like
bus
I
when
can walk,
do
sir.
it?
If I needed help, I would inform you.
Gosh, it irks me so much.
Exactly.
My
So
apologies for that,
yeah, so I think physical boundaries for ladies is a very sensitive topic because many times you find you're being touched without your consent. You are being just mishandled or manhandled in a way that is not comfortable for you, and the mishandler or the manhandler is not sensitive or doesn't even they make it look like it's not even that big of a
It's not big of a
deal. Exactly. So that's why I think to what you asked, especially for the physical boundaries. For girls, me, I would advise, don't touch somebody beyond a handshake that you don't know in a like that. Just especially for guys, because the guy may be well intending. He may not even have
touch is his love language.
But you see, I'm
Go
not
love
the object
whoever.
of your
Yeah.
love.
It's not me.
It's not me.
Please.
So me, I'm not enjoying when you touch me.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you better err on the side of caution. Don't. You may be going well intently. Hi Sonia. I don't want.
Exactly.
So
if I'm meeting even for the first time.
especially for the first time, people are not very familiar with like that. A handshake is the safest bet. Or if you must push a side hug, and sometimes I find them a bit awkward.
Yeah, me too. Why do you even feel the need to be very in close contact
Yeah.
with somebody
You
you're
don't
just
even know.
interacting with for the first time? It irks me, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It just bothers me.
Na kama
Quite
uko
a
na
bit.
niko na viroboto kwa nguo na uko hapa unataka kunihug.
Obviously, with gonna robot.
A question has just popped in my head. Do you think what has a bigger say, society or individual, when boundaries are being set? Because I think here we're having a clash of what society deems as boundaries. That's why some people will feel like, but I've not done anything wrong per se, versus this is what I stand for. I get this is what society agrees,
Yeah.
but this is where I stand. So do you think at times it's society outweighs personal boundaries? So how do you handle when society and you don't meet?
I get what you're asking. Especially if I look at it still from the perspective of like physical boundaries. And I
Even
think-
how people talk to people
Yeah.
at times. Unashanga,
You just reminded me of an incident. One time, my friends and I were going. We were walking from school. We were in campus.
Yeah.
We were walking from school. We were going to look for fries.
Yeah.
At a place that was commonly known for really spiced fries, and we really like that. Where we have to pass through, there's a stage, and there were these touts. I think that's a formal name. I'm not insulting anybody.
Makanga,
Makanga. That's the formal name. They were standing on the road, and you know how they just come and walk and then just throw comments every once in a while, and they just say something and you left wondering what.
Yeah.
So they made a statement that meant, because we're all tiny-bodied and nobody was feeling the need to be putting on anything that is holding them intact in a place.
In short, a bra.
In short, we didn't have bras. We just passed and they were like, mumeamua tu muangushe kampuni za bra, my sister. To translate that into English, they told us that we have decided to entirely collapse the industry of the manufacture of braziers.
Vile tuliangusha kampuni ya kamisi.
Imagine. And I thought to myself,
so crass.
Why do you even feel the need to
say that?
Comment on something such as that?
Yeah.
Say, for instance, if any one of us there was conscious about their body size, how would they have felt?
Yeah.
And it's coming from the opposite sex. I was so annoyed. I was so annoyed, and I thought to myself, really, you don't have to say anything.
Yeah, the first thing that comes to your mind doesn't have to shoot through your mouth.
Yeah.
We need a brain to mouth filter.
Yes.
Like, let the thought come, please.
Yeah.
Subject it to some sort of
some serious scrutiny before you can even say it.
Before it's out.
It's boundaries for me need to be enforced. If people think that catcalling is okay on the road, even if I look nice, I recognize that I do. But I don't need you shouting and calling my name, and when I do not respond as you had wanted me to respond, you all of a sudden take a tangent that is very aggressive and very insulting.
Yes.
You didn't even need to comment in the first place. I did not need for you to comment.
There's a quote I like. You're right to throw a punch ends at my nose.
Yes.
You're free to, but it ends here.
Mm-hmm.
You throw. But it ends here.
Yeah.
So you speak, but when it's me, it ends here. and so, and I like where the conversation is going, because it comes back to the essence of personal initiative. In as much as society sets a certain very generic standard, for lack of a better word, there needs to be a more meaty, a more weighty set of boundaries, whereby when it comes to in this moment, a lady's physique, there needs to be certain boundaries.
Exactly.
Especially in the context of, this is someone I absolutely do not know at all. You know, I see quite it's banter between friends. It's not banter. It's someone I absolutely don't know. And in the name of banter, has anyone ever crossed a boundary and branded it as banter? About you jokes. And how do you handle such things?
When people say, you know, bullying you and I don't know, roasting you is a love language.
Yeah.
You've got to check the jokes you're giving. Sometimes I find that you actually intended on insulting the person.
But you brand it as jokes.
Yeah, you're branding
especially
it as jokes.
Guys.
But this is something you intended to tell the
guys
person.
Guys to guys or
guys to guys.
Yeah.
When you feel someone is a bit not the way you want them to be, you'll joke about it. But in hindsight,
in essence, you're passing a message.
But you just have to say jokes at the end so that the person doesn't take it personally.
No.
You can't slap jokes on everything.
Say
by the
it
way.
with your chest. If you really think of your chest or
someone
something,
thorax.
Please.
You're there saying, oh, no, you don't know jokes, you don't know,
Yeah.
There are some things. In fact, one of my friends, I really, I've got a friend who's very, very keen on boundaries. And I love how she approaches it. You say something, she will pause and she will be like, I really didn't like the tone that you assumed when you said that. I really did not like how, even if you had not intended for it like that, now you know, you're like, I did not know that is offensive to you, so I will not say it like that. She's very quick. She's very quick on
she won't
addressing
sit
it
on a thought.
Like she won't sit on it. She will address it immediately and you will continue.
Yes.
As usual. No bad blood, but she's already let you know that I'm not comfortable with you doing this to me.
Yeah.
If you want to do that to your other friends and they are fine, that's okay.
Exactly.
But me, this is where I draw the line.
Yeah. I feel like another perspective that's just come to my mind for banter and it being branded. I think a very important boundary that we need to have, even in the place of banter, is how much you're sharing with me. We may not know each other like that. And now I am 45 minutes in deep to your story about how you did what, with who, where, with a lot of unnecessary details that I did not ask for. And with boundaries is about respect. You should be able, not just I know the physical one is very obvious, but you also have to respect, where am I at emotionally? Am I
mentally.
Yes, where am I at mentally? Am I ready to receive the information that you're packaging to me? Like, did you ask me if I'm willing to listen to you, or you just came and you verbal diarrhea all over me? You are pouring out things that
Heavy
now I am there
stuff.
traumatized for 2 weeks. I need to pay for therapy.
Yeah, and because we are all good people, there's a sense of responsibility.
Exactly.
Now that I know
You don't
this,
want to tell somebody, kindly, I'm not able to synthesize the information you're sharing with me right now, but I think a counselor would be best placed to listen to
But
what...
I love that, because that's a boundary being
No,
created.
that's a boundary creation, because, and especially like us at church, especially leaders at church, you are supposed to listen to absolutely anything. Absolutely. You know, we are equipped. Of course, God gives us grace to be able to handle, but sometimes it's important to also know how much, like, even the other person on the receiving end, you don't just enter somebody's space and pour in a way that you have ever left a conversation feeling drained. You've just talked to somebody and you are just like, I need a retreat. Lord, you need to fill me.
Because it's been taken away. And I especially like that song that you're bringing that up. As leaders, we've definitely been placed in a position where we are in a position we have to listen to people. And it's not that we do not want to listen to people, because it's only at the point of understanding what you're going through that we can be able to even assist you.
Yes, help.
My problem comes in where you start labeling me as your best friend.
So meet my best friend, But aren't we not? Are we not friends?
I have become your friend. I know that's a touchy subject, and quite a number of people are probably shocked. They're like, oh, did she just say that?
Oh my God, kumbe wanatuchukia low key. No, that's not the point. Don't miss the point.
Please do not miss the point. The point is, not everybody that is lending a listening ear is probably meant to be in your life for the long run. They're probably meant to be there for a season to assist you through something, and then you transition on to another season after you have healed. But then when they do not respond how you would have wanted them to be, and they're not calling you every 5 minutes and every 10 minutes to check up on you and find out how you're doing, do not brand them as mean and bad.
She pretends
people.
She cares about people, but she didn't call me today.
But she did not call me today.
My life is like yours.
Yes.
I'm busy.
It doesn't work like that, and I think that's a very important boundary that even leaders in ministry need to understand. It's important you set that boundary. When you're coming to me, obviously know that your issues are confidential. I'm not going to share them with anybody. They matter. I'm not going to share them. If I need to refer you to somebody, I will consult you before I do that. But I do hope that we respect one another and we know how to draw the boundary.
And even I'll just add something very little. Even with friends, maybe we've spoken about it from the perspective of leaders, but even with friends, me and you, fine, we are leaders, but we are friends. There may be a season where you're going through something, and I am truly not able to handle the magnitude of the weight of what you're going through. You need to have friendships that are safe enough to be able to say, like, I love you so much. I can't take you beyond where you are right now. I think I would be better placed to take you to King Ori. He can help you better, or this person. And I think that is the essence of, that's a true friend. Somebody who can be able to tell you that right now I can't manage, or like, I love you, I accept you, but let me take you where you can be helped better, or like where I feel like somebody would assist that matter better than I would be able to. And that's also a boundary. It's not just physical boundaries, don't hug me, don't touch me, but also protecting your emotional wellness, your mental wellness,
even financial.
Your financial wellness, your consistent, because the financial boundaries is even, that's a whole other episode.
Lending to someone who thinks you own $1 million, then they take the sweet time.
Exactly.
Not even people who are entitled to your money.
To your money. And they feel like, no, look at her, she looks like she has it better than, it's unfair. Why did God bless her? No, you should be. In fact, they're borrowing from a place of entitlement, not even from need.
How can Sonia lack 1,000 shillings?
She has. She definitely has. Na imekaa tu kwa mfuko yake. Atuwezi unipe.
So we are saying boundaries are not about saying that people are bad. It's about saying this is my threshold and this is what I can do comfortably from where I'm at.
And you should even look at it from the point of, when I set boundaries, I'm not just protecting myself, but I'm protecting you from a disservice I can give you if I don't offer the help that you needed.
Exactly.
I am protecting you too when I'm instituting this boundary. Boundaries are important in healthy friendships, healthy relationships. There are those ones where, you know, at a certain point, really, you don't need to tell me this. One of my friends we were having the conversation on boundaries. The same one I was telling you is very prompt at noticing boundaries. Shout out to Ngeshi. I really love this girl.
Oh, she's such an amazing person.
Oh, Kuba, it's her.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
And she was telling me, Hope, when you walk into somebody's house, even if I am your friend and you know we are tight by in each other's life completely.
Yeah.
But when you walk into my house, is my toilet in the middle of the room with glass walls.
For you
in the
to
name of
see
we're
my
friends, so we're
business.
transparent. You know me in the vulnerability. Vulnerabilities. Do you need to even know that?
Yeah.
Or you need to see that.
Yeah.
And when that brought a very fresh perspective. She was like, so that even I Hope need to understand that there are some things that you don't need to know.
Yeah.
There are some things I should, as your friend, protect you from.
So true.
I don't have to tell you that, because what position am I putting you at?
Yeah. Facts.
What position am I putting you at?
Yeah. And
she said that and my mind was blown.
Boundaries. And
you have boundaries with your parents. I don't know why that came to my mind.
A story for another day. Children and parents have boundaries.
Probably should have a parent on set.
I think
to answer the question. But as we come to an end, I think I'm learning something. Boundaries do not necessitate or dictate where we are at as friends.
Yeah.
And I think that's why at times we become so mean and so all up in our feelings because we feel like now you're not friends because I didn't know this about
I set
it.
this boundary.
Yeah.
But also, two would be learn how to communicate your boundaries. And say this is where I stand, and do not be manipulated into pushing those boundaries, because I like what Hope said and Sonia said. There are things to protect you and to protect the other person on the other side. So kindly share with us, what are some of the physical boundaries, emotional, mental, financial
boundaries?
If you're a parent, parental.
And do you feel like parents and children should have boundaries?
Yes, and do you feel like parents and children should have boundaries? Tunaangaliwa. But well, this has been and will always be the Vineyard podcast. See you next week.
See you next time.
Bye.
Have fun creating boundaries.